Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, comments, the donations, all of it. I appreciate it all. We're going to go ahead, we're going to ring the bell, we're going to clear the energy, and then we're just going to see what message is for us this evening. It's something kind of bad. It's something upsetting because she's getting upset. So the thing with recording, I almost forgot you could put it on pause. So somebody's upset. Something is upsetting. It still is. Somebody might get cussed out. Pretty bad. They want their voice to be heard. They want their opinion to be known. Maybe somebody didn't go by the book. It's like they painted everything to be milk and honey. But when it came time to deliver, well, that's when somebody used to just like sit back and watch. And this is what they always did. You know, they would always sit back and watch. They'd waste their time. They'd waste your time. And then after everybody got everything taken care of, then they take credit like they did something. So then somebody, not just somebody, but I feel like a lot of people, the tribe, everybody started looking, thinking, and really noticing. And then they said, you know what? One thing we noticed about Richard, he sure does talk a lot of shit. He talk about all the shit he gonna do or he can do, or all the people he know, and ain't delivering on shit. Someone said, I deserve better. Yep, they deserve better. So then somebody, it's like they set themselves free, and it's like they sent out a message, but they're not sure if you've received it or not. And it's a spiritual message. They want you to know that they're between worlds, that they are making that change, that they don't want whatever this was. But right now they need peace so they can sort out this never-ending story. Because right now they want that treasure island, and they know that they have to clean it up. If they want that to make it to the promised land, they have to clean it up. So that's why they're going through this change. This was divine timing. This was divine timing. This is a change that this male was ready to make, though. This was because karma had come in. When karma came in, this is when this person's life went to chaos and conflict. And they knew it was because of past deeds, things that they had did to you in the past. This is why the hammer was coming down hard on this person. And this is why this person knows that they need to apologize. They need to make something right. What's the message? Thank you. Yeah. God told them, listen, it's time to go. Either you go now or you stay in hell. Like I said, this person, they're between worlds. You know? It's like they're leaving that tribe that they was with, that maybe wasn't really their tribe. And now they're really looking at, they're coming to the edge and they're really looking to see what was on the other side of that tribe. And they're finding it that they was not all they said they was. They were not all they said they were. They didn't have their back like they said they would. They weren't dependable like they make it seem like they are. Like I said, they got to the spot where they sat back and watched. They finally sat there. They finally observed. And that's when they knew they needed to make a different decision. And now this person, they are preparing themselves. They're preparing themselves to come in to apologize. Because they know if they don't do that, nothing's going to work for them. You know, they know they owe you the truth at least. They owe you that much. They know that their respect should have always been in place and never displaced. This person, they really just want peace because they know what it is like now to be without, you know, and waiting and everybody giving them excuses as to why they can't help, excuses as to why they can't pitch in, excuses as to what they can't do, whenever you always took the initiative and just stepped in and did it. This person is thinking about what they did and what they didn't do. And they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed themselves to admit that they was even like that. That's why this person knows it's time for them to clean this shit up. It's time for them to change direction. Spirit is talking to this person right now. Spirit is letting this person know that there's some unfinished business between you and them. And it's not so much that there's unfinished business between you and them, but there's definitely some unfinished business between this person and Spirit. Because they made a promise. And Spirit intends for them to keep that promise. And all those people that steered this person in the wrong direction, that purposely tried to get this person off of their path, every single one of them is experiencing karma. And it is going to be some karma that is just for them. It's going to be enough that these people are going to have to come to the edge, and they're going to have to look at themselves and to see exactly what they did and did not produce. Spirit's going to have these people look at themselves up close and personal, and everything that they did, every part that they played, that's what's coming back. That's what's coming back. Okay. Y'all, I didn't pause this video like, I don't know how many times. Let's get a different deck. Yeah. Bottom of the deck. Somebody feels the need, that they have to defend themselves. But Spirit is happy that they are finally defending themselves. Someone is finally taking up for themselves. They are putting an end to this influence that this older person has. This is like maybe a grandmother or a great-grandmother. Somebody is finally putting an end to this influence that this person has. You know? And only because this person, it was like they were curious. If they did this, if they went against the grain, what was going to happen? They were curious, not only if they went against the grain, they were curious if they said those words, return to sender times 10. They were curious what would happen. Some shit went right back around to where it came from. And all of a sudden, this person felt like balance was restored in their life. It was like all of a sudden, something came up, some opportunity came up. Maybe they're looking for a car. And all of a sudden, they happen to find the right car. It was something that they really wanted for a while. This is something that they wanted for a while. This is something that they dreamed of having this type of vehicle or something. They dreamed of having this. And you know what? Because they returned that shit back to the person that it came from, Spirit gave them that blessing. That was their gift. That was their gift. That's when they understood that yes, there is a God. And God will keep you happy as long as you keep God happy. That's when they understood that, you know what? Your purpose and your power. That's when they understood why you are so bent on going in the direction that you were going, because you are driven by God. You answered the call. This person gets it now because they returned that shit back to the sender. They understood that they were being manipulated. They said those words out loud, and next thing you know, they received that gift, and then they noticed that the person that had that influence over them, something happened. Karma is coming to this couple. Karma is coming to this couple. And you know what? The good old days are over. The good old days are over. Whatever these people thought they had, they no longer have. It's a gone. It's a no. The love is gone. The love is gone. Because you know why? The universe decided it was time to balance itself out and to balance the playing field. These people had been spreading negative messages about you, unkind, untrue, bullshit about you for so long. But you know what? When that person said return to sender, all that shit changed. That person, they can no longer do that. They can no longer say that. I'm telling you, they have no other choice. what's coming for them is coming for them. And they're scared. They're real scared. They're scared because of these knives that they sent out. They're scared because somebody may pass away. They're scared because their shit is coming back on them. They have the truth about, they understand that that generational curse is over. That generational curse is over, that you knew exactly what to do to help somebody return all that manipulation back to the sender. You knew what to do. You know, you knew that somebody was spying on you. You knew somebody was looking at you. You knew somebody was checking you out. They weren't saying anything. They weren't telling you, but they were checking you out. And they felt like there was a coven. There was a coven that was working together. And you know what? When this person said those words and watched what happened, you talk about somebody feeling like they know the truth of who you are. Yes, they know the truth of who you are. You know, this is somebody that understands that you are the truth. You're the one that was stable. You're the one that was the dependable one. You're the one that did it by the book. You got it up out the mud. Someone is seeing it's you. And what's funny is this person thought that you was a fool. This person thought that you was a fool. And it's not as this, because you know what? You were a passionate person, and there was a whole side to them that they didn't know about. The side that you being able to connect with spirits. So that they didn't know this part about you. You know? But now that they know, they really feel bad, because this was something about you that they tried to destroy when they tried to destroy you. But now they have like this new respect for you, this newfound love, this new respect for you. Especially since, I'm telling you, you made it out the mud. You went from having absolutely nothing to absolutely everything. Even this person found ways to try and deceive you, to try and put obstacles and challenges in your path. But now they regret this shit, because the world is judgment was called, and like I said, the universe is balancing itself, and the wheel of fortune is going in your favor. They did not expect the wheel of fortune to go in your favor. They felt like if they invested somewhere else and left you high and dry, that they would win. But they are finding right now, they're not getting what they wanted. They're not getting what they asked for. They're not getting shit. Everything that, all these opportunities they thought they was getting ready to have, none of them are panning out. All of them are on hold. Whereas what you're doing, the work you're putting out there, you continue to work on it. It's paying off. And this person can see that it's paying off, which is why actually this person is inspired by what you do, but they don't want to tell you. Really, this person wants to come in to see how they can work with you now. You know, because they see that because of the work that you do. You're the one that's getting the victory. Because you do something that you're showing a lot of compassion to people, and you're helping people to be able to use and understand their discernment, and also use and understand and use their logic, confirmation. Use and understand their discernment about the situation and their logic of the situation. And also, you're helping people to, you're providing enjoyment while you're providing this information. This is what helps people to make sound confirmation, sound decisions, so that they can continue to keep moving in the direction that is meant for them and never give up. You're helping people to be able to tackle the mountain that they was afraid to tackle, or tackle that lion that seems so overwhelming, but as they get closer they find out it's just a little teeny tiny scared kitten. Someone's finally realizing this about you. It's almost like, who knew? Because everybody's celebrating you. You know? Everybody's celebrating you because you are the matriarch. You are the one. You're the one that has the gift. You are the one that, I'm telling you, you're the one that is called on by God. You're the one that has this gift. You know, you have this abundance of blessing, of connection with God. People are seeing now that what they needed to do is they actually needed to defend your heart, not break your heart. They needed to make sure that your heart never got broken. Somebody's understanding it now, that they need to put an end to this relationship with this person who is misguiding them. You know, and the only reason is because this person, they wanted, like I said, they wanted to see, I wonder if I could get control over this person, and having them do some stupid ass actions. But like I said, that's just coming back on them. They feel like somebody's health is in question. Somebody's having some health, something about their health is in question. And they're trying to find answers. They're trying to find answers forward. They're trying to see, you know, if they can look on the internet, if there's some type of new age something, or if there's some type of experimental drug or concoction that's been said to help. But they're finding that, you know what, the confirmation the devil is collecting. The devil is collecting, and this person is starting to see visions. This person is starting to almost see ghosts. And what they're thinking about is if this person, if they would have nurtured you, they would have been able to, you know, have this partnership with you, and you would have been able to help heal them. Help soothe their minds so that they are not just being haunted by this motherfucker who's letting them know he is coming to collect. There's a gnat in here, damn it. But see, this person was so full of themselves. They were so egotistical. They just knew they was just so like rough with you, so abusive with you. They were just, their ego was over the top. And now they're having to face karma. They're having to face karma. And you know what? You and this person don't even speak anymore. You don't even speak anymore. And now this person is thinking about you, and they're realizing how stable you are. And this person is also realizing and regret that you're the one that has the stability and everybody else doesn't. Nobody else has the same stability. Nobody else is as generous and kind and caring and sweet and lovable and hospitable as you. You always had a kind message for this person. You always knew the right words to say to get through, to get this person to the next level, to get this person to the next place that they needed to be. And they didn't even appreciate none of it. They didn't appreciate any of it. And now they regret all of it. Because all they did was really cause you pain and cause you to leave. This person is even thinking about their last communication. The last communication that they even had with you or sent to you. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to put some type of fear in you. They wanted to instill some type of fear in you so that you couldn't think straight. And you started coming out and doing all this old crazy shit because you couldn't think straight. But you know what you did? You didn't do none of that. You didn't do none of it. And what you did do fucked them all the way up. You completely ended it. All of it. Every last part of it. You completely ended it. Not only did you end it, but you never spoke of them again. Now this emperor, someone's trying to see, hey, maybe they could, do something, what they can do, if they can work together with somebody, work together with this person who apparently was supposed to do something, but they never did. Maybe they can work together to bring this back together again, so to bring this opportunity with the high priestess again, because this person is letting this person know that, hey, no, this person's doing it the right way. This person brought it out the mud. This person is the one that you need to look up to. The rest of that other shit, the other people, that shit was fantasy. That was not truth. That was make believe. Someone is like, listen, man, girl, you looking like a fool. You looking like a fool, allowing just your heart to lead you. When someone is saying somebody is lying to you and you need to put an end to it, you don't understand there's dark forces at play. And just because you can't see them, don't mean that the shit ain't there. Somebody had to basically bust open with the roughest, toughest, most vicious words they could think to wake this person up and bust their heart chakra open. This person had to understand that, yes, this was like they had some protective shell around it thinking somebody was going to hurt them. But this person said, no, these people deceived you. They lied to you. Understand that you were lied to. It's like somebody couldn't see something. Somebody had to wake them the fuck up. Somebody had to say, what are you, stupid or are you dumb? Somebody had to say something to hurt somebody's feelings to make them want to cry. That way they could open up their heart. And this is somebody that this person didn't ever think would make them cry. But they had to get them to cry, to open up that heart, let it out and be like, man, you know, you tripping. You tripping. You looking at this shit the wrong way. You looking at shit the wrong way. Yes. Somebody to let them know, you know, it's somebody that you know, have this good heart for. This is the person that's lying to you. You know? This is this Queen of Wands, and she's sitting there lying to you. This is a witch. Well, like, somebody's like, well, like, what part of this can't you see? This was the witch in the family. This is the witch in the family. Like, somebody's like, damn, like, what part can't you see? You know, you doing all this shit. You doing too much. You doing too much, but you ain't doing enough thinking. Somebody needed to go within. Somebody needed to go within. This emperor did somebody either hired a private investigator or did some checking. And what the emperor found out, yes, this was a witch in the family, and yes, was part of a coven. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like it was hard for this person to believe, but this person just had to believe it because they were thinking about when they was like married to this person and how this person well, you know, was with them. So they said, you know what? And they just said, you know what? They just wanted to, they felt it was wise just to be diplomatic with this person because they didn't want this person to do anything, you know, on them. What's the message? Yep. So, like I said, this emperor did some investigating, had to do some checking out, and found that this witch was working with this coven, and also working with, could have been a Pisces, this hangman. You know, working with those two were working together. Those two were working together. This magician and this hangman. Them two was working together. That's why somebody had to put an end to this relationship. That's why. Because of these ten of swords and this tower. Yeah. Because of this generational curse. That's why somebody had to end it. So that they can end the generational curse. Because they were sitting there thinking, oh shit, I got kids too. I don't want this shit to come back on my kids. Telling you. Somebody, they're curious about this empress now. Now it's like somebody, they want to do their research. Now they want to do they research to find out all the shit about this person that they didn't know before. And then whenever they find out, They're going to see that, you know what? All that shit that this person has caused, all this loss this person has caused, they should have not even went there. They're sitting here, when they find out, they're going to be remembering how stable you were. Yeah. Like I said, this person now knows that they should have been protecting your heart. But that witch had them scared, really. That witch had them scared. But now that this person knows that you are an earth angel, this person, they feel like now they want to get on the ball. They want to answer the call. They want to get in the good foot with God now. You know, because they want to put an end to ever working with the devil. They never want to work with the devil again. And this is the truth. This person feels like a fucking fool. They really do. They sat there and they purposely brought on hardship for themselves. Working with the wrong fuckers. They said now they gotta try and get out of some shit. Something they invested in. Now they have to try and get out of it. But it's going to be a tricky situation because they signed some type of contract. It has to do with them making some fast move when it came to their money, which was a dumb move. Yep. And this person is now trying to see if there's a way that they can go to court or have this legally taken care of. They want to talk about, they want to tell the court that they were deceived. Somebody didn't tell them everything. And they're hoping that the judgment goes in their favor. You know, that the judgment goes in their favor. Yeah. It could be because they got the Ace of Cups and they're able to leave that whole situation. Yep. You know, they got the Ace of Cups and they're able to leave that whole situation. And this time they are determined to make better choices for sure. For sure. Sometimes all it takes is spirit coming in, kicking your ass, taking your name. Sometimes that's all it takes. Anything else? See, somebody thought that they could say some really, really horrible shit to you and it was going to affect you. Normally, it would had they never said no shit to you before. But this person forgot that they had said so much horrible shit to you your entire life that when they said this shit, you was just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, well, whatever. Yes. Your wishes are coming true quickly. You about to get a wish come true like today, tomorrow, and this is this is karma coming in. This is what you get. This is you know, you're just due. You know, and spirit is like showing you compassion because of the action that you chose not to do. See, you could have got real ignorant, real indignant. You could have did this, you could have did that, you could have, there's a whole bunch of shit that you did not do. And that's why, you know, you just stood in your truth. That's why you get the prize. These other people, they feel like a fool. You know, something about they're this family now. Something about this family. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's defensive. You know, everybody's defensive against each other. Yeah, because spirit took this family's. So this is the spirit is like persecuting this entire family because this is the three. No. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. This is a celebration. Oh yeah, so this entire family, that's like they feel they're arguing with each other. They feel on defense. You know, they don't know what to do. and they know they can't come to you, and now they really want to because Spirit is celebrating you. Spirit is, and not just celebrating you, not just Spirit, but the community is celebrating you too. And you know what? And they know that you're making money, and they're really curious. They know you making money. They real curious. They want to know how much. Well, how much are you making? How much are you making? That's what it looks like. But they know that, you know what? When they did what they did, they lost out. They regret those actions. They know that they can't come back from that shit. Oh well, that's just too bad. Anything else? Oh well, the tower. Something is happening. Something is happening. Oh. So somebody, it's like they're having money problems, and they're gonna come to you, and they're gonna come to you, and they're gonna ask for help, but they're not thinking that you're gonna give them the messages that you're gonna give them. You know, you're gonna tell them there's nothing I can do for you because when I needed help, you left me out in the cold. Not only did you leave me out in the cold, but you put 10 swords in my back. And you helped the enemy. You helped my opposition, and you left me out. So what do you think I got for you? So that's what I'm saying. There was it's going to be a tower moment to somebody. They never, ever expected this, especially coming from you. And the only thing that you did was ever try to be nice and humble and sweet and kind and make it enjoyable whenever they're around. But see, this person, they decided that they was gonna concentrate on money instead. That's what they was gonna concentrate on was money, you know. And they said, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So now this same person that was concentrating on money, now they got to be strong as they're going through these conflicts because they forgot that love, you don't want to cut love out. Because you cut love out and you need somebody with a shoulder to cry on. You got to remember, you cut out love and you caused your own pain. See, somebody took your nurturing and your partnership, they took it for granted. But I'm going to tell you one thing, what they wouldn't give to have it now. What they would not give to have it now. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you so very much. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow.